We are making lemon pound cake today. One of my secret ingredients I like to do is put some lemon powder to make your lemon more lemony. So if you don't like it too lemony, don't add the lemon powder. Now this will be your master lemon. You're going to use this for your lemon juice. Has the lemon zest in here as well. So we're going to leave this aside. Today, pound cake recipe number 3. It has sugar, salt, butter, and we're going to have oil. And what the difference today, instead of milk, we're going to do buttermilk. And now we're going to mix all this up. Don't forget to scrape the side of the bowl until it's nice and creamy. Then we're going to add the egg. This is pound cake recipe number 3. Okay, let's check if it's nice and fluffy yet. Yes, look at this. It's nice and fluffy. Okay, we're going to add the eggs. So scrape the side of the bowl. Okay, leave it medium speed. You don't have to add one egg at a time. Just put it all in. The key is you have to scrape the side of the bowl. Okay, now stop it. Scrape the side of the bowl. Always scrape the side of the bowl. And we're going to let this whip. Get this beats for about less than 2 minutes. Only like a minute. And then 2 more minutes. And we're going to beat number 6. Okay, it's nice now. Now we're going to add the seasoning. I'm going to need 1.5 cups of flour, which is 180 grams. Zero out my scale, see that? So we're going to put into here 1 cup. It's level. And then we're going to do 1/2 cup. You see 1 cup of flour in grams should be 120. But here's 138. You know, you give it a few grams here and there. But you see that 1 cup? That's really over. So I just like to measure. Just give you an example. If your cakes are not coming out right, maybe you should start measuring your flour instead of scooping it. So now we just need another 1/2 cup. So another 1/2 cup of flour should bring us to 180 grams. We're going to put 1 teaspoon of baking powder in here. We're going to shift everything together. So 1 teaspoon baking powder should be 5 grams. So it's only 4 grams right now, so I'm going to add a little bit more in. Then we're just going to shift and have this ready for your pound cake. Leave this aside. We have the extract in there, vanilla, lemon, butternut. You can put whatever you like. It's up to you. Just don't put too much extract, otherwise there will be an aftertaste. So now we're going to start adding the, let's mix the extract into the dough first. So it's nicely incorporated. Now bring it back down. Your flour, and then this time we're going to do buttermilk instead of milk. So here's the buttermilk in, and some flour, and then don't forget the lemon juice as well. You have the flour in there, the lemon juice, now all the buttermilk. So don't forget alternating between dry, liquid, dry, and ending up with dry at the end, okay? So now we're just going to let this, make sure you scrape the bottom. Make sure you scrape the side. And we're going to beat this until nice and fluffy. In about 2 minutes, not going to take long. Okay, this has been beating for about a minute, minute and a half, and I think it's nice and fluffy. So look at the dough here. See that? It's nice and fluffy. We're good to go. Let's put it into a loaf pan. So lemon pound cake, we got one loaf and a mini loaf. I'm going to put it into a preheated oven. So the larger loaf, put in the back, because that's going to take longer to bake. And then this one we're going to put in the front. We'll see you in 25 minutes. This is a lemon cake, the mini loaf number 3. This is made with buttermilk and oil. So I'm basting it while it's still hot. The bigger loaf is still baking. Don't have to do too much if you don't want too much lemon. We're going to let it cool, and then we're going to do a glaze. Now this is the lemon pound cake with oil and buttermilk. See how the buttermilk brings to the table. See how the buttermilk tastes. But we can't taste it until it cools. So we're going to let this glaze over, harden. And when you make the glaze, you can do it as thin or thick as you want. I use right here is real lemon with lemon zest. And I'm on the thick side. Once it cools, then we will try the lemon pound cake. And this is pound cake 3, recipe number 3. And this is made with buttermilk. So it has buttermilk, butter, and oil. And the first slice is always the hardest to get out. And look at that crumb. Let's see. And this feels lighter. It's the lightest of all 3 from feel. See how it tastes. Wow. With the buttermilk, we can definitely tell different. So you want a really soft pound cake? Buttermilk is the way to go. And I probably would go with oil if you want really moist. So buttermilk and oil. And if you want the crumb to be even more tender, I would go to cake flour. So maybe that will be my next one. So write in the comment if you want me to do that pound cake, where I will combine the butter, the oil, the buttermilk, and the cake flour. Or you can do it yourself. So this is a lemon pound cake recipe number 1. The texture, we'll do a close-up. This is pound cake number 2. And this is pound cake number 3. This is pound cake number 1. Here you go.
I love the texture on this one. It's light, airy, fluffy. You wouldn't even think it was a pound cake.
Yep, this is a pound cake with butter, oil, and milk.
It's very good.
Alright, let's go to pound cake number 2.
This one has a little bit more of a pound cake texture because it's a little drier. It's still moist. It's still fluffy, but it's not as fluffy as the first one.
So this is made with shortening butter and milk.
It's a little coarser, yeah.
Now we're going to go to pound cake number 3.
This one's a little drier. It tastes like a pound cake, but I prefer it. I would prefer it if it were a little moister.
That's weird. I think that pound cake was the best to me. 'Cause this one had buttermilk and oil.
Well, this one is not. This one is not as good as the first 2.
So first one, you like it with oil, butter, and milk. I like the buttermilk better. I guess everybody has a different taste, texture. But there you go, viewer, your choice. Which one do you want? You choose. Bon appetit. See you in the next video.